Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Friday Morning Yoga with Jim. We'll be starting today in the standing position, so make your way to the front of your mat. Starting in mountain pose. Feet can be as wide as the shoulders, or if you'd like, you can bring them together with the toes touching, a little bit of space between the heels. Inhale, arms come up overhead. And then exhale, slowly let them come down. As they do, bring the left arm across the body, hooking that left elbow with the right arm. Nice little chest and shoulder warm up here to start the morning. A slight bend in the knees. Pulling that arm back in towards the chest. Deep inhales. Nice, long, slow exhales. Release the arm, bring it up overhead, and then take the right arm, grab the left elbow as you're walking the elbow down the back, pulling, getting into the tricep here. Gaze can be straight ahead or up towards the ceiling. Release the elbow, lift that arm up. And then exhale, bring them both down. One more, inhaling up. Exhale, slowly lower down. This time the right arm comes across the body, hooking that arm with the left arm and pulling. Breathe into any discomfort here. Again, slight bend in the knees. Two more breaths. And then release the arm, inhale it up overhead. As the right arm traces down the back, reaching the fingertips down the spine, pull that elbow with the left hand. You can lean over to the left side here. Release the hand, exhale down. Couple shoulder rolls here, both directions. And then we're going to lower the right ear to the right shoulder. Exhale, bring the chin towards the chest. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Lower it back down again. Right ear to right shoulder. And then back down. Left ear, left shoulder. Lower the chin back down. And inhale, the head comes up. Let's get started. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down nice and slow. Coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come to shins, ears away from the shoulders. Exhale, forward fold. Morning, Bruce. Hands come next to the feet, and then we'll step the feet back into plank. From here, we're going to lower all the way down to the floor. Elbows stay tucked in tight. Once the belly touches, untuck the toes. Continue to press the tops of the feet into the earth throughout this pose. We're going to do 3 baby cobras, warming up the upper spine here. Inhale up. Exhale, slowly lower down. Second one, inhaling up. Hands maybe come off the mat. Exhale, slowly lower down. Last one, inhaling up. Exhale, slowly lower back down. Preparing for plank. Curl your toes under. Get some daylight under your hips. And then press yourself up into a plank position. From here, we'll move back. Downward facing dog. After your next exhale, walk up to the front of your space. Into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Big bend in the knees as we inhale and rise all the way up. Hands sweep up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down, nice and slow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands frame the feet, step the feet back into a plank. Here we'll lower down halfway for chaturanga, and then inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Maybe pedaling out your dog, sinking your chest a little closer to the thighs. And then walk up to the front of your space, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Big bend in the knees as we inhale and rise all the way up. Hands sweep up overhead. Coming into one-legged mountain pose. Inhale, that right leg comes up to 90 degrees, relaxing the shoulders from the ears. Deep inhale, and then on the exhale, we'll open up wide, lowering the elbows down into a heart opener. Inhaling back up to center. 2 more of those. Exhaling out. Working on our balance early this morning. Focus on a point and concentrate on your breath. Now we can lower the right foot back down, hands sweep down with it. Inhale your arms up. And the left leg comes up this time, balancing on the right leg. Relaxing the shoulders from the ears. And then as you exhale, opening up. And coming back to center on the inhale. Exhale, open up. Inhale, back up. Exhale, open wide. Inhaling back up. And then lower the hands and the leg down to the floor. Nice job. All right. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down, nice and slow, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands frame the feet, step the feet back into a plank. From here, we'll lower down halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale it up. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale it up. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale it up. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale it up. And then exhale, step it through, warrior 2. The foot comes between the hands, lower that left heel down. So we have a heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. And then inhale your arms up. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, opening up the hips. Find your warrior 2 here. Continuing to press down through the outside edge of that left foot, lifts up that inner arch, and it should turn on the glute. Our next pose is going to be reverse warrior. We want to make sure that glute is turned on as we inhale and reach the right arm up towards the sky. On our exhales, relax the shoulders from the ears, maybe sink into that lunge. If your hand's down the leg, don't press into the knee. Extended side angle, right elbow comes to the right knee. Reach that left arm through for the wall in front of you, pressing down through that outside edge of the left foot. So you have a straight line of power from the fingertips to the outside edge of that left foot. Coming back up into warrior 2. Then we're going to straighten out this right leg for a reverse triangle. But I want you to press down through the calf, big toe mound, little toe mound. Protect this knee joint. I can't even do it, but you don't want to hyperextend the knee by pushing it too far back. So keep this calf muscle turned down, protect that knee. And then we'll inhale the arm up overhead, straight right leg, as much as you can get it without hyperextension. Reaching that right arm up towards the sky. Coming back into warrior 2. We'll straighten out that right leg again for triangle pose. This time we're going to reach the right arm as far forward as you can. Hips go to the left. And then tick-tock the arms to 6 and 12. We're stuck between 2 panes of glass here with the upper body. Still pressing down into that big toe mound, little toe mound on the right leg to protect that knee joint. Now to come out of this pose, I want you to imagine there's a rope tied around your left wrist. And someone's going to pull you up, 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 out of the pose. Add the arms, sink into warrior 2. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. We're going to lower down into a side plank. Left hand comes down to the floor. Come up onto the left toes. And then as you sweep your right leg back, you can stack it on top of the right or left foot out in front of it. And then reach your right arm up towards the sky. Great modification here is left knee underneath the hips to help press the hips up towards the sky. If you have both legs extended and you'd like to raise that right leg, now's the time to do that. Stay right here. Again, exaggerating the hips, reaching up for the sky. If you raise that right leg, lower it back down. Then we're going to transition to a plank. Lowering the right hand down to the floor, hips follow. And we'll run through a vinyasa here. Lowering down halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale that left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale it up. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale it up. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale it up. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale it up. And then step it through warrior two. I'm going to turn around. So the left foot comes between the hands. Right heel lowers down. Heel to heel or heel arch alignment. And then inhale your arms up overhead. Again, work on your base here. You're pressing down through the outside edge of that right foot, opening up the hips. Shoulders are stacked right on top of your hips. Add your arms to the party. Now, right glute is turned on for reverse warrior. We're going to inhale the left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, relaxes the shoulders from the ears, maybe sinks into that lunge. Extended side angle. Left elbow comes to the left knee. Reach that right arm through. Straight line of power from the left fingertips to the right big toe. Two more breaths here. Spiraling that chest open. Inhale, back up. Oops. Warrior two. We're going to straighten out that left leg this time. Again, protecting the knee joint, turning on the calf by pressing down through the big toe mound and little toe mound of the left foot. And then reach the left arm up for reverse triangle. Nice side body stretch here. Back into warrior two. And then we'll try that regular triangle. Straighten out the left leg, pressing down into the calf muscle. Reach the arms as far forward as you can on the left side, and then tick-tock the arms to 6 and 12. Rotating that chest open. We're stuck between two panes of glass here. Looking a little on this mat this morning. Again, rotating the chest. Hand can be on the shin, on a block here, or just reaching for the floor. Imagine that rope is around your right wrist this time. Someone's gonna pull you up, 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 out of the pose, adding the arms, sinking into warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Reaching that right arm through. Now we're gonna come into a side plank here. Right arm comes down to the floor, onto the right toes. And then you can step that left leg back. I'm going to turn around. You can see me this time. Again, great modification here to make sure you're keeping those hips up is to bring the knee right underneath. And then you practice on reaching up with the left arm, taking weight off of the right arm. If you want, you can add the left leg up. That modification. Again, engaging the hips here, reaching them up towards the sky. If you raise that left leg, lower it back down. We're going to transition to plank here. Left hand lowers, hips follow. Run through a vinyasa, lowering down halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here in our downward dog. Inhale the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step it through. We're coming into warrior one here. So that left heel steps out and lowers down. And then you inhale the arms up overhead. The feet are on railroad tracks here, not on a balance beam. So you have some distance between the heels so that the hips can work properly here without sinking back. Coming into humble warrior, I want you to release the hands behind you, interlace your fingers, making a fist. Press that fist down into the floor. Take a deep inhale up, and then on the exhale, we're gonna humbly bow forward. The right shoulder comes to the inside edge of the right knee. You can raise the arms up overhead. Just keep a slight bend in the elbows so you're not hyperextending anything on that side. Now we're gonna release the hands. And we're going to come into Prasarita, or wide-legged forward fold. So we'll kind of yoga walk over to the side, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Outsides of the feet are parallel. We're going to do 5 inhales up to our fingertips, nice flat back. Weight coming back into the heels. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up to your fingertips. Ears away from the shoulders. Exhale, lower down. 3 more, inhaling up. Exhale, lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale, lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale, lower down. And then walk your fingers back towards the front of your space, coming into a runner's lunge. So both hands are inside of the right leg. You can lower that left knee down to the floor, untucking those toes. And we're working into this right hip here. So you want that right leg either opening up here to the side, coming onto the knife edge of the foot. Lots of different options there. You can lower down to the floor on your elbows. Stay up on your hands. Kind of working into that right hip a little bit here. Keep that left leg up off the floor. I have a bunch of different options there. 2 more breaths here. If you came down onto your elbows, come back up to the wrists. And then we'll sweep that right leg back. Run through a vinyasa, lowering down halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's try this on the left side now. Inhale that left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step it through for warrior one. Right heel comes down. There's space between your heels here. Inhale your arms up overhead. Working on squaring up the hips. Coming into humble warrior, release the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers, making a fist. Press that fist into the earth. And then as we exhale, we'll bow forward. Left shoulder comes to the inside edge of the left knee this time. You can raise the arms up overhead. Again, keep that bend in the elbows. Release the hands. We're going to come into a wide-legged fold on this side. So yoga walk over. Outside edges of the feet are parallel. Hands are going to come to hips. We're going to inhale 3/4 of the way up. And then we're going to take our arms out in front of us. Bring the elbows together, forearms together, wrists together, fingers together. I'll show you what this looks like from the side. The weight is back into the heels, into the glutes, into the hips. Knees are slightly bent but not tracking out past the ankle. Forearms, everything is squeezing together. We're going to reach the arms forward like we're serving up a tray as we sink the hips back just an inch. Lower it down. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze your core, get that stale air out. Last one, inhaling up. Keep everything squeezing together. Exhale, lower back down. And we're gonna come into a runner's lunge on the left side here, so lowering down to the floor, yoga walk to the left. Hands come inside the edge of the left foot. And you can either stay up on the foot here and work into that runner's lunge. You can untuck the right toes. Just find what works for you this morning. Keep stretching out into that left hip. Deep breaths into any discomfort. If you came down onto your elbows, come on up to the wrist, untuck the toes, press that right toe under. Right knee comes up, and then we'll sweep that left leg back. Run through a vinyasa here, lowering down halfway chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your exhale, walk your hands back towards your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Big bend in the knees as we inhale and rise all the way up. Hands sweep up overhead. And then we'll exhale. We're going to lower all the way down to the floor here without using our hands. Coming down, down, down. Nice. All right. We're going to start our groundwork today with bridge as usual, starting our inversion series. So coming into bridge, laying flat on our backs. We'll bend the knees, bringing the heels towards the glutes. No closer than if you were to reach down, you'd be able to touch the backs of your heels. Pressing your hands into the earth. Inhale, turn on the glutes and the hamstrings as you press the hips up towards the sky. Internally rotating the knees closer together. Don't let the legs flare open. You're going to inhale your chest up towards your chin as opposed to tucking the chin towards the chest. Continue to keep those glutes active. Hamstrings are alive here. Two more breaths. To come out of this, inhale up to your tippy toes, and then exhale, lower one vertebrae down at a time. When the hips touch, the heels can come back down. Coming into plow or shoulder stand. We'll start with plow. Bend the knees in towards the chest, and then start to raise the hips up off the mat, bringing your knees close to your temples and the crown of your head. Reaching the feet for the wall behind you, or the floor behind you, or the couch in this instant. You can stay right here in this pose, inverted. If you'd like to move the shoulder stand, take your hands down your back and start to walk them up your back as you press your heels up towards the sky. Hips are pressing towards the wall behind you. Glutes are turned on here. Legs are either flexing or pointing. Continue to work the hips back. You take the legs out wide. Exhale, right leg over left for eagle legs. And then start to lower the knee down towards the forehead. Inhale and back up. Uncross the legs. Taking them out wide. Left leg crosses over the right this time. Lowering the knee down towards the forehead. Inhale and back up. Take the legs out wide. Bring the heels and the bottom of the feet together to make a diamond shape. Press those hips into the wall. Nice flat back here, hopefully. Knees come together. Lower down towards the forehead. And we'll start to come out of this pose one vertebrae at a time. Hands pressing into the earth. When the hips touch, extend those legs out and slowly lower them back down to the floor. Coming into fish pose. Make a diamond shape underneath your glutes with your hands. Pressing your palms into the earth, forearms into the earth. Inhale, the chest comes up. Exhale, let the head drop down behind you. Dang, Bruce. Don't let your dog jump on your head. Inhale the chin up towards the chest. And then exhale, lower down one vertebrae at a time. Rocking on our backs here just a couple of times. Back and forth. Coming into legs up the wall pose. Press the heels up towards the sky. You can take the hands either beneath the spine, right at the sacrum there, or pressing into the mat. You do one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. We're just forcing the blood to return back into circulation here from the legs. And then make the heart pump fresh blood into our lower legs. Helps with recovery. Two more breaths here. Lower the knees down. Feet come down to the floor. And we'll run through another bridge here. Pressing the hands into the earth, we push the hips up towards the sky, turning on the glutes and the hamstrings. Internal rotation of the thighs, not letting the knees flare open. Keeping the hips reaching up towards the sky as the chin stays away from the chest until the chest inhales and expands up towards it. We're not tucking the chin here. Lower the hips down to the floor. Coming into fallen bridge, take your feet out as wide as the mat and then let the knees fall together. Kind of brings the whole spine, lower back onto the mat. Just a few breaths here, letting the spine decompress. Inhale, opening the legs. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little hug here. Tucking the chin towards the chest, forehead towards the knees. And then we'll start to rock on our back a couple times. Just feet to shoulder blades. And we'll end up in a seated position. Legs are stretched out long. We're going to start on the right side, so bring that left leg into the inner thigh. Get any extra flesh out from underneath the sit bones. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, reaching for that right leg. You might end at the calf or the Achilles. Your hamstrings are tight this morning. Be patient. Yoga happens in millimeters. There's no rush here. Every inhale, you grow through the crown of your head. Every exhale, lowering the chest closer to the thighs, forehead closer to the shin. Pressing through this right heel. Shoulders are square, don't dip down to one side or the other. If you have a hold of the foot, release the foot and slowly start to drag the hands back up the leg. Coming back up, we'll switch out. Left leg goes long, bend the right leg in. Get any extra flesh out from underneath those sit bones. Square up the shoulders for the heel. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, folding forward, reaching for that foot. You might end at the calf of the ankle, that's fine. Squaring up the shoulders here. Inhale, grow through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold a little bit closer. Square shoulders here, pressing through that left heel. We'll release the foot, slowly start to come up one vertebrae at a time. Stretch both legs out long now. We're going to take a wide-legged fold here. So bring your legs out as wide as you can get them. I'm very flexible this morning. So I'm just here. We have a couple options with the hands. You can bring the hands behind the back, pressing the fingertips into the floor to open your chest and actively pulling the legs apart. You can bring the hands towards between the legs here, and we'll start to walk them forward as you fold forward. Again, so hands behind you, chest open, leaning back, actively pulling the legs apart, or folding forward between the legs. Two more breaths here. Inhale back up to center. And then we're going to take the right arm to the outside of the right leg, bending that right elbow as you reach the left arm up overhead, keeping equal weight in both sit bones here. So you're reaching up with the left arm, but that left hip is staying glued to the mat. Again, bending the right elbow so the right shoulder isn't pinching into your ear, and you reach over towards the right side here. Inhale up to center, and then we'll switch out. Left hand comes behind the left leg, relaxing that shoulder by bending the left elbow. Reach the right arm up towards the sky. Active heels here, pressing the earth away, pushing that right hip down into the mat. Release that right arm down to the floor. Bend your knees. Knees come together. We're going to rock onto our backs again, coming down flat onto our back this time. Stretch that left leg long. Right leg comes in. Interlace the fingers around the shin. Pull that right knee back towards your armpit. Wind removing pose here. We're going to rotate the ankle a couple times. Both directions. And then inhale that right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, slowly lower it down. When the right heel touches, bend the left knee in towards the chest. Interlace your fingers around that shin. Pull the left knee back towards your armpit, avoiding the rib cage. Deep inhale here, exhale, let something go. And then rotate that ankle clockwise and counterclockwise. And then we'll inhale that left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, slowly lower it down to the floor. When the left heel touches, bend both legs into your chest. Grabbing hold of your wrists, your forearms, or your elbows. Maybe rocking back and forth here, trying to bring that whole spine onto the floor. Release the feet. Knees stay bent. Take that left ankle, place it on top of the right knee for figure four stretch. Left hand goes through that hole you just created, interlacing the fingers around the hamstring or the shin. Pull that right knee back towards your armpit. Deep inhale here into the left hip. On your exhale, maybe press that thigh away. Get a little extra out of that hip. Slight tuck of the chin here. We'll get some extra length out of the back of the neck. This pose does the exact same stretch into the hip as pigeon does. So if you're ever in a class and teacher starts cueing pigeon, you'd rather take the figure 4 here on the floor, go ahead and do that. It's a little safer on the knee joint, a little easier to get into. Lower that right leg down to the floor. We're going to cross the left leg completely over the right for shoelace pose here. Bend the knees in towards the chest, grabbing the tops of the feet. And then you work to lower the head down and pull the feet back towards the floor. If this is too much pressure on your knees, just give yourself a little hug here and you'll start to feel that stretch in the outer hip. We don't want to injure the knees here or anything, so if you start to feel pain, back out of it. You can breathe into discomfort. Let's avoid pain. Release the feet, start to bend them in towards the chest, and then exhale, lower the feet down to the floor. You can keep the legs crossed here or just stack the knees next to each other for our supine twist. Scooting the hips a couple inches to the left, we'll lower the knees to the right, and then start to reach that left arm long. Gaze looking over your left shoulder. Deep inhale here, filling up the lungs. Exhale, just relax into the twist. Inhale the legs back up through center. Uncross the legs. Bend the knees in towards the chest for happy baby. Elbows to the insides of the knees, hands to the outsides of the feet. So we rock back and forth in happy baby here. Trying to bring that whole spine onto the floor with the ankles stacked over the knees. Actively pulling down with the hands as you're pressing up with the heels. And release the feet, lower the feet down to the floor, keeping the knees bent. Coming to figure 4 stretch on the other side. Right ankle comes to the top of the left knee. Right hand goes through that hole. Interlace your fingers around the hamstring or the shin. Pull that left knee back towards your armpit. Deep inhale into the right hip. And then on your exhale, maybe press that thigh away with the elbow. Get a little extra juice out of that hip. Head on the floor, a slight tuck of the chin. We'll get some extra length out of the back of the neck. Release the leg, lower the left foot down to the floor. Cross the right leg completely over the left and then bend the knees in towards the chest for shoelace pose. Grabbing the tops of the feet, pulling the feet down towards the floor. Nice flat back here. Again, if it's too much on the knees, bear hug works as well. We'll release the feet, bend the knees in towards the chest, and then start to lower the feet down to the floor. Keeping the legs crossed for our supine twist. We're stacking the knees next to each other. Scoot the hips to the right just a couple inches as you lower the knees to the left. Gaze reaches out to the right. Inhale. And exhale, just relax into the twist. Let gravity do its job. Inhale the legs back up to center. Uncross the legs. Inside between babies asleep back there. I do 2 happy babies at the end of every class. Elbows to the insides of the knees, hands to the outsides of the feet. We start to rock back and forth in our happy baby. And release the feet and lower the legs down to the floor. Coming into our final Shavasana. Feet fall open as they may. Hands are away from the sides of the body, trying to bring all 10 fingernails onto the floor. Palms facing up. Roll your shoulders up and then back down, creating a platform for the heart. Rock your head from side to side. Find a comfortable resting position for the head. And then just relax into the earth. Let gravity do its job. Give yourselves an A for clicking on this link and joining the class this morning. The most important part of yoga is showing up. If you are blessed with the gift of time this morning, I suggest you enjoy your yoga nap as long as you can. This is where I'm going to leave you. Thank you all for your hard work and effort. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a great weekend. Take care.